Hello everyone, welcome back to the latest update series of Drishti IAS. This is Divya, and today we meet to discuss a very sad event that happened across China under the name Typhoon Dolphin. Let's understand what the typhoon is, what chaos it created, and how is it going to impact the environment across India as well. Alright? Okay. So we're talking about Typhoon Dolphin. This is the typhoon that you can see. It was very horrific. China is drenched after Typhoon Dolphin. It brought heavy rain to the eastern China on Monday, has caused hundreds of flight cancellations, disruption in transportation. Authorities in China have obviously described this the most powerful tropical cyclone, to hit Asian giant this year, warning that this would obviously lead to large-scale risk of landslides throughout the country, right? More risk to life, and every day this keeps increasing. Clear? Notably, Typhoon Dolphin will have no direct impact on India, but its atmospheric influence can potentially extend much farther than the storm itself. So we'll have to see what kind of impacts that can happen. We'll discuss about that, but before that, let's understand a little bit more about the report regarding this typhoon. First of all, if we talk about landfall and impact on China, Typhoon Dolphin made landfall near Yuhuan, Zhejiang province in China with sustained winds around 151 kilometers per hour. Mass evacuation happened. 1 million residents were evacuated across eastern provinces. Heavy rainfall and flooding happened obviously because of the storm. The storm produced widespread urban flooding, transport disruptions, flight cancellation, with cloud field extending 1,000 kilometers north to Beijing. That is the extent of it. Imagine the strength that it might have. Infrastructure delays are there. High-risk construction projects and popular scenic destinations like Three Gorges Dam, tourist area, etc. All of that were temporarily closed because it was not safe anymore, right? Secondly, how does Typhoon Dolphin affect India's monsoon? 4,000 kilometers away. It is still affecting India's monsoon. How does it do that? Let's understand. While the typhoon poses no direct storm threat to India, it is not like the storm might come to India, but the effects of that weather change can come to India, right? The air currents can still flow and that will still create an impact. How so? Let's understand. First of all, it will siphon Bay of Bengal moisture. Intense typhoons, they act as atmospheric sponges, right? And if they do so, Dolphin will pull dynamic moisture and energy eastward in the Western Pacific. This will starve Bay of Bengal of the humidity that is required to create low pressure and depressions, right? That are primary engines for monsoon rainfall. If this typhoon does that, if this typhoon acts as a sponge and gathers all the moisture, it might be able to gather the moisture of Bay of Bengal also. Once it does that, Bay of Bengal will not have the required conditions for the continuous flow of monsoon, and it might change the direction of monsoon. You understand the implication, right? It is not a direct one, but an indirect one. The implication that can happen, and it will displace the monsoon trough. The trough that has been created according to which the rainfall comes to a particular area, that trough will move forward. This atmospheric circulation will alter the upper level wind patterns. It will shift the positioning of the monsoon trough, and ultimately it can weaken our inland monsoon structures. Yeah, already El Nino. We didn't have rain for so long. Then finally the season hits and we finally start getting rainfall. And after that, like in some areas there is so much of rainfall that there is flooding, and in other areas there is no rainfall at all, right? That is the discrepancy that is being caused because of irregularities in the monsoon trough. And these irregularities will further deepen down once this typhoon starts acting upon the Bay of Bengal, right? These are the impacts that can happen. We'll understand the mechanism in detail, but before that, there is a role of the background Pacific dynamic that we need to know. Like El Nino conditions are there, large-scale Pacific convection that has shifted eastward, altering the Walker circulation. You know the Walker circulation, yes? Yes, the Walker circulation. Can you tell me in which latitudes is the Walker circulation formed? Can you tell me in the comment section the latitudes between which the Walker circulation is formed? And where does it form specifically? Okay, tell me about that in the comment section. And it suppresses the monsoon convection over the Indian Ocean, obviously. And potential dual effect is there. Why? Because historically Pacific disturbances have always been doing this because they can sometimes travel to westward. They help to seed the low pressure systems in the Bay of Bengal. But under the current unfavorable atmospheric condition, Pacific activity is obviously choking Indian rainfall instead of enhancing it. And this will further increase that choke. What is the outlook here? Meteorologists are expecting this suppression to be temporary. Once the Typhoon Dolphin dissipates inland over China, moisture channels across Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal will gradually realign to support the seasonal patterns. They're saying that it is not permanent, it is a temporary feature that might happen for a few days, but then again it will normalize. But until then, the traveling monsoon trough will keep moving. If it is moving, we will miss out on those days and that rainfall will get impacted. The overall rainfall will get impacted, right? Exactly. This is the dynamic interaction that happens with India. First of all, in our monsoon trough, typhoon displaces the trough that we have already seen. That's why there are breaks in the monsoon in the central western India. Then comes the El Nino. El Nino trends to shift Pacific typhoon activity further eastward. That will further take away the rainfall, right? It will amplify the drought risk in the peninsular and central part of India. Then there is Indian Ocean dipole. Positive IOD warms the surface in the western Indian Ocean that can counteract the typhoon-induced moisture loss and can sustain moisture over the structures by bringing it from Arabian Sea, right? Indian Ocean dipole is our savior here. If it forms, then it can happen. It will mitigate the rain deficit in western and northern regions, and this will help balance it out, right? Both of the above factors are actually taking rain away, and this is what is supporting it to balance it out. For that we need to have a strong Indian Ocean dipole. If you don't know about Indian Ocean dipole, we've already created a video on Indian Ocean dipole. You can go into the video section and look at it, okay? You'll be able to understand how it works, right? This is the scenario. You look at the typhoon, right? Any typhoon, like for now, for instance, there is dolphin. You look at dolphin. If there is typhoon here, it will take away the moisture and it will affect the Bay of Bengal region, right? It can, the winds that are crossing equatorial monsoon. This is a positive Indian Ocean dipole that we have a warm pod here. This can balance it out. The moisture it will take from Arabian Sea and it will give it back to the Bay of Bengal, okay? The El Nino phenomena is anyway impacting, and the conceptual is that from the negative choking and then negative effects of the choking, as you can see, right? Monsoon trough is shifting. Can you see the monsoon trough shifting? It is weakening and shifting away, right? Positive Indian Ocean dipole will ultimately balance it. Clear? Yeah. I hope this helps you understand how it is working all over the earth, right? Typhoon acting here, taking away the moisture from this area, and giving upper level winds of pathway here. That way the monsoon is getting deflected to a different direction. Pacific is also working over that, and El Nino is obviously accustoming, right? Indian Ocean dipole, our savior, is finally taking moisture from everywhere and giving the moisture back to Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Clear? All right. Before we solve a question on this, let me remind you, we have our freedom sale going on from 11th to 16th August, up to 50% off across all these verticals, that is UPSC, PCS, Judiciary, CUET, etc. Where you see ISGS foundation course, especially on flat 50% off, that is 55,000, under which you get prelims classes, mains classes, structured courses, and notes, capsules, test evaluations, plus the beautiful benefit that you have. For 3 years, you get prelims test series, current affairs classes for 3 years, current affairs magazines home delivered for 3 continuous years. If you have started your journey early, this is going to be a boon for you. Every year, you won't have to enroll in new current affairs classes, right? All that you get in GS Foundation course, and that GS Foundation course you get at flat 50% off. Only till 11th to 16th August, please remember the dates. And this also includes, mind it, this also includes mains courses and optional courses as well. All right. You can take the benefit out of this from the Drishti IAS learning app or the Drishti IAS website. And if you face any problem regarding this, you can give us a call on 87501 87501. But do not forget the dates. No coming to us on 17th and saying, oh, I missed out for one day. No. You mark the dates in your calendar and you make sure to take the benefit out of this right between these dates, that is 11th to 16th August. All right. Okay. On that note, let's solve the question, shall we? Read the question, give us your answer in the comment section. And about the influence of typhoon on southwest monsoon in India. Done? All right, on that note, if you want to join us for more such current affairs discussions daily, you can join us at the Drishti IAS English channel, everyday newspaper discussion class that runs at 8:30 a.m. live Monday to Saturday. There we discuss PIB news, the Hindu newspaper, as well as question practice. All right, the class runs at 8:30 a.m. live Monday to Saturday. Join the channel, subscribe the channel, Drishti IAS English channel, and join the session every day. All right. That's about it. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.